get my damn shoes. Like, what is wrong with you? Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining. So as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be doing a story time about the time that a girl tried to hit me with her car. Y'all already know it was over a nigga. Like, it was over a guy. Looking back on it, it was a crazy situation to be in, but now looking back on it, like as an adult, like a real adult, it's not funny. And I don't want this story time in any way to come off as though I think that being crazy is cute, or that I think that any woman should be doing all of this about a guy. Like it was just so much drama. The thing that I take away from it most is I'm just super happy to not be in that space anymore, and to not be around those types of people that feel like all of this that I'm about to tell y'all is cute, because it's not. She didn't have no real friends. So she had friends back then, but they weren't real friends because they didn't even tell her, like, it really wasn't even worth it. It really wasn't worth it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the story. I do want to say it was not my fault. There's that. Number one, I know that y'all are here for the tea. I know that y'all are here for the drama. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to y'all. Okay, so for those of you guys that do not know, I graduated from Florida A&M University in 2016. So this was in my earlier years. So it had to be my freshman or sophomore year. I wanna say sophomore year, but I'm not 100% sure. There was this guy, we're gonna call him AJ. Yeah, nobody, we wouldn't be able to guess him from AJ. And me and AJ had a class together. And AJ was one of those guys at FAMU that was like, he was like a smart hood nigga. Like, he was one of the guys that came out of the hood, but he was smart enough to actually get into college, and like had the drive to actually get into college and the ambition. He wanted to go to school. He wanted to learn. Like, he was one of those kind of guys. So me and AJ had a class together, and AJ didn't really take the class seriously. It was an elective course, so it wasn't super serious, but for me, I needed to focus on everything. So it was an elective course, but I still needed my A. AJ didn't have a book for the class. So every time a test came around, AJ was asking me to make him copies of the pages that we needed to read, or make him a copy of the questions in the back of the book, or send him a picture to his phone of the pages and stuff like that. AJ just didn't have a book, was refusing to get a book. Like, classes started in August. Fast forward to October, during homecoming, this particular professor decided that we needed to have an exam. So in an effort to prepare for the exam, AJ asked me if he could borrow my book because he didn't want to like have to read the pages off of his phone. First of all, no, this is a big exam. Like, no, I'm not gonna let you borrow my book. Like, I've never let you borrow my book before, so I don't know why you would think that now I was gonna let you take my entire book like home with you, and then I just don't have no book, and then I don't get to study for the exam. Like, what? The math ain't mathin'. Make it make sense. So I said, we can study together if you want to go over the information, if you want to read the chapters, whatever, but you can't take my book home to where I don't have access to my book at all. So AJ said that was cool. He said he wasn't planning on going out during homecoming. I didn't have no money. So on top of the fact that I needed to pass my exam, I also didn't have no money to be going out during homecoming. So it was what it was. And I decided that I was going to stay in the house, and I was going to, like, even if I wasn't studying, I was going to be in the house regardless. AJ came to my dorm. So I didn't have a car at the time. AJ had a car. So AJ came and got me from my dorm because I couldn't have guys in my dorm around like 7 o'clock. And he had an apartment off campus. So we went to his apartment and we immediately started studying. We studied, we took a couple breaks, and we would start studying again, and we would take a break. Like, we were having a study session. Like, we weren't sitting there like with our eyes glued to the book the whole time, but it was a genuine study session. Like, that's what we were there for. So it's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's probably about 10 o'clock, 10:30, and we're sitting there, we're studying or whatever, and AJ's phone start ringing. So AJ look at the phone and he like put his phone back down, and then we go back to studying. So AJ's phone rings again. He pick up his phone, he silenced the phone, he put it back down. We go back to studying. His phone rings again, and he like, oh my God, bruh. And I'm just like, why don't you just answer the phone? Like, it's clear they're gonna keep calling you. So answer the phone. He was like, no, because I know that she gonna be asking me. So already I knew. When he said she, I already knew. Like, I didn't know AJ to have a girlfriend, but it wasn't like I was trying to pursue him, so that wasn't really something that came up in conversation. It wasn't like me and AJ were talking to the point that I would need to know whether or not he had a girlfriend. Like, we literally just studied together and that was it. He was like, no, because I already know she about to be on that drama shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why? Like, I already knew right then. I already knew what was about to happen. Well, no, nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen. I already knew it was about to be something. Something was gonna happen. About 10 minutes later, we hear knocking at the door. And I'm just like, so he not getting up, he not answering the door. I was like, oh, okay, it must not be his company. Like, he had a roommate. It was college housing, so he had a roommate. He wasn't answering it, like AJ not answering the door, and they standing out there like knocking on the door for like 5 minutes. So AJ's roommate, we'll just call him roommate. Roommate comes out of the room and he look at AJ like, bro, why you not answering the door? And AJ was like, I'm not having no company, so I don't need to get up and answer the door. I don't live there, so I'm not gonna answer the door. Roommate goes and looks out of the peephole and said, hey AJ, your girl outside. So AJ stand up and he like,
oh my God, bro, what the fuck?
He just going off. He's so mad. He irritated, like she done been blowing his phone up and now she just showed up in his house. Like, he didn't answer the phone, so she showed up. So he went to the door and he's like talking through the door to her. So this is where I feel like AJ messed up, because it was like, you literally could have just opened the door for your girlfriend. Not opening the door for her, not answering her calls, that makes her feel like you're doing something that you don't have any business doing. And we were literally just studying. So it wasn't like it was something that you needed to hide on your part, because it was just like, you're not doing anything wrong, you're studying. He was like,
what do you want?
And she was like,
AJ, please answer the door. I just want to talk to you.
And he was like,
bro, I don't want to talk. Like, we don't have nothing to talk about.
All right, well, let me just come in there and get my student ID so that I can get in the club.
No, you need to, you could just pay regular to get in the club. Like, your student ID not over here.
Like, he was trying to tell her like her student ID not there. And she was just like,
yes it is, I know that it's in there. I left it in your room. I just need to come in there and get it, and then I'm gonna leave, and I'm supposed to be at the club. I'm about to go to the club
with whatever her friend name is. So I'm like, oh crap. He was like,
no, bro, like, you're not coming in here. I'm not gonna let you in my house. You can take that crazy shit on somewhere. Like, me and you, we not together no more. So you just need to chill. Like, get away from my door before I call the police on you.
and she like,
Really? Nigga, really? You gonna call the police on me?
like, she is going off, like she is mad, just screaming, like in the hallway, screaming. He basically telling her to leave. She basically telling him like she not about to leave. And he telling her he gonna call the police. She telling him she don't care about the police. Like, open this door so I can get my student ID so I can go to the club. I'm just sitting there the whole time. This is some bullshit. Like, you really got me in here with this girl out there like acting crazy. I already know this not gonna end well. Like, I already know it's not gonna end well. So me and his roommate just sitting across from each other, like shaking our head like, bruh, just no. The girl ends up like walking away from the door like she left and she was gone to the club. He came and sat back down and tried to go back to studying like nothing had just happened. And I was just like, what was up with that? Like, what is it? Like, not on no like I'm your girl and shouldn't no girl be coming here like trying to check you, but really on some like, should I be concerned? You got a girl at your door. This is your girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever. You just had her over here and now you're not answering the door for her and I'm in here. So she gonna think that I'm in here with you on that type of level. Well, really, we just sitting here studying. So he was like, no, that's not my girl. Like, me and her, we been broke up. We broke up a few weeks ago. They was broken up. He was just like, we're not together anymore. I know that her ID not in here. I told her that I wasn't going out and she accused me of having somebody over and now she coming over here to check and see if that's what's going on. Like I said, like, you could have just answered the door and shown that you were studying and then it really wouldn't have been all of this. And he was like, no, like, that I know her and that wouldn't have worked with her. She would have really came in here trying to fight you and everything. You know her better than me, so you know, whatever. Okay, so we get past that conversation or whatever and we're sitting there studying for like another probably 15 minutes. we hear somebody knocking on his like bedroom window. And he was like, I know this bitch not at my window. Like, I know she not at my window. He go in there and this girl has like halfway opened the window from the outside and has like her leg and her arm inside of his room. What? I was just like, no, like you can't want this man that bad. Like, he literally just sat here and told me like y'all been broke up or y'all broke up or whatever the case was, and you doing all of this for what, sis? For what? So we're gonna call her TT. So AJ and TT, they done broke up. TT, leg and arm is halfway in the house. She gets in, but by that time AJ is already in his room. So AJ and her are screaming at each other, going back and forth. Next thing I know, TT's friend apparently is also coming through the window. I'm still out in the living room with roommate, really laughing at what's going on because I don't realize exactly how serious things are about to get. She is in there like boo-hoo crying, telling this man like she love him, she don't want to live without him. And next thing I know, I hear her crying and then I just hear a taser flick. So roommate was like, go in the bathroom. And I'm like, she gonna tase me? Like, it sounds like she trying to tase him. Me going in the bathroom is like me hiding, like I was really in here sleeping with her boyfriend and I'm hiding now because she in the house. He was like, go in the bathroom. And I was like, why? And it's not like, I wasn't sitting there, I wasn't saying why as though like it don't matter, I'm finna fight her or like I can beat her ass or nothing like that. It was really on something like, why? Because he already been handling it wrong. And then me going in the bathroom is just gonna look even worse. He was like, bruh, you don't know her. She crazy. She already done showed up here. Like, you need to go in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom and I lock the door. Next thing I know, she's walking through the house, flicking her taser in the air, talking about how she gonna find me and wherever I'm hiding, I might as well come out because she gonna find me anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, roommate was correct. Now, one thing about me is a lot of people think that because I'm from Jacksonville that I'm like hood or I'm ratchet or I've been in a whole bunch of fights or something like that. No, that is not my life. That is not the case. Like, I was in the gifted program. I went to a college prep school. Like, I'm not from the hood. Like, I didn't have to grow up fighting and everything. Like, that just wasn't my life. That's not my story. And a lot of people feel like if you come from like a certain city or you come from a certain area, that means that you should be prepared for these types of situations. Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. This is the first time anything like this had ever happened to me, and I felt like I was seriously in I was in serious danger. Like, I have this man, this grown man telling me like, you need to hide from this girl because she gonna come after you. And if she does with a taser, like, it's not gonna be good for me. And I know that. I was scared. I was not about to fight that girl, especially not about a man that I don't want. He not my man, he not your man. What do we look like fighting over him? Especially considering I have absolutely zero emotional attachment to this guy, like at all. Me and him don't have nothing going on other than the fact that we have a class together. We here studying. That's our story. I have zero reason to fight this girl. This girl honestly had zero reason to fight me, but she don't know that because her nigga acting stupid. Like, he just handled the situation off. Now, I'm not taking away from the fact that she was crazy. She was on some real crazy shit. I'm not taking away from that at all. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna say that he's completely innocent in the situation either. The only person that was completely innocent was my ass, because I wasn't doing nothing. I was studying. I was studying for an exam. Why? So I'm in the bathroom and I got my phone and I'm calling my friend like, hey, it's a crazy ass girl over here. Like, I can't over here study with this guy. It's a crazy ass girl over here. I guess it's ex-girlfriend. Like, I'm explaining the whole situation to her and she just like, bet, like, I'm on my way. So she gets there and she texts me and she like, I'm outside. So by this time, everything has like died down. The girl is like outside. I guess he done took her, AJ done took her outside and they talking or whatever. So roommate came to the bathroom door and was like, hey, like, I'm pretty sure that you trying to leave. Like, I know that you want to leave. He got her and her friend outside right now. Just go ahead and go. Like, just get your stuff and then just go. So I'm like, yeah, I already called my friend. She told me that she here. So I'm just gonna pack my stuff up and I'm gonna go. So I go out there, I'm packing up all of my stuff. I got my book, all of my notes and everything, put them in my backpack. And I go to the door, I'm about to put on my shoes, and my shoes are gone. This girl done took my shoes. One way or the other, she wanted me to like see her. She wanted me to face her. She wanted to know who I was. So she got my shoes. I'm like, okay. So I tell her roommate, I'm like, hey, what kind of car is she in? She got my shoes and I'm trying to leave. Like, I'm legitimately trying to leave. I need my shoes and I'm not gonna play with this girl about my shoes. Give me my damn shoes. Like, what is wrong with you? I go out there, I go to her car, I knock on the window. Give me my shoes, I'm about to go. Cause at this point, I'm fed up. Like, I've been in the bathroom, not studying. Like, it was just like my whole vibe was just off. Like, my whole vibe was really blown. Girl, all of this about him, no, it can't be. She was just like, are you dressed like you ready to have sex? And I was like, ma'am, I have on sweatpants, literally a homecoming shirt that they like threw in the crowd or something, and I caught it. Like, I look so grungy and like I looked like I was studying. Then on top of that, you have a pair of sneakers. You took a pair of sneakers out of the house. So I don't know what you typically wear over here with him for y'all to have sex, but this is not my sex outfit. This is just a comfortable outfit for me to study in. Like, you see I have a backpack. I don't have like an overnight bag. I don't have none of that stuff with me. I literally got my backpack on my back. I'm asking you for my sneakers. Give me my shoes. So at that point, my friend gets out of her car and she comes over there and she just like yelling at the girl in the window like, bitch, give my friend back her shoes. Like, she just going off. So the girl ends up giving me the shoes and backing out of the spot like she finna leave. So me and my friend, we walk into the car and she literally revs up her engine in the parking lot. Like, I'm right here and she's right here. I start walking across the street and this girl comes like full speed at me. Like driving like she was on the highway at least 60 miles per hour. Driving towards my body. Y'all, I really don't understand. Like, this girl was ready to do life over this man that's ignoring your calls. He was ignoring your calls. Like, sitting here with me studying, ignoring your calls. Regardless of how he made it look to you or regardless of whatever you thought was going on, the point is that you literally threatened my life. Number one, with a taser. Not that I was gonna die from no taser, but still, you threatened me with a taser. You took my property and I took it out there into your car with you. I had to come and get it back from you. You tried to run me over with your car and then you would have gone to jail. Cause if you would have hit me, if she would have hit me, I definitely would have died. Over this man who wasn't answering your calls. He didn't even let you in his house. You had to crawl into his window, but you were willing to run me over. In my mind, it's not making sense. Honestly, truly. Like, even now, looking back on it, in the moment when it was going on, like, it doesn't make sense. You were about to go to jail. So she ended up like continuing to drive and she left out of the complex or whatever. And that was the last time that I ever studied with, contacted. We saw each other in class, but it was literally like AJ just you couldn't even face me because you really put me in a bad situation and all I was trying to do was study. And then on top of that, I was trying to help you study. I can't fuck with you. I can't talk to you. I can't be cool with you. I can't do that. A few semesters later, actually, me and the girl, me and TT had a class together. And TT couldn't look at me either. I guess since that time, she had like grown. Like, she wasn't mad at me, but she was more so embarrassed of how she had acted over that nigga. While this story may be very, very entertaining, I do think that there's a message there. Y'all see how far women are willing to go for men that don't care about them at all. he clearly did not care about her, but she was ready to really risk her life. Like, she could have ended everything that she had going for herself. You were gonna risk all of that. You were gonna give all of that up over a guy that wouldn't even let you in his house. You had to sneak through his bedroom window. Like, and I just feel like it's so many women that do stuff like that and then go after the other woman. And in this case, I wasn't even like another woman. You thought that I may have had something going on with your man, and then it wasn't even that. So ladies, if y'all are watching this, like, please have some sense when it comes to these guys. I know I haven't always made perfect, you know, decisions when it came to guys, and it's probably some of my subscribers, some people that know me that can attest to the fact that I have definitely been dumb behind some of these niggas out here before. I've definitely had my share of like dumb moments, for real. They're not worth you doing all of that over. It just goes to show, really sit back and think about the relationship that you have with a man before you go to such great lengths to like protect that relationship that y'all have with each other. I'm done, you know, giving my advice or whatever. All right, so that is it for my story time. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like for more videos like this. Comment down below if you want to see more story times on my channel, because I promise y'all, I definitely have more crazy stories, especially more crazy college stories that I can give y'all. So let me know if that's something that you guys want to see. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.